I thought I would show some close-ups of this area, and because I like close-ups whenever I see people's home decor. I like to see them in stories, people talking about them, etc. There were a few things that I did not link and I realized afterwards. Number one are these prints. So let me pull the link and put them here. These are antique frames that I just had prints printed off at our local print shop, but you can use someplace like, bless you, you can use wherever will print large photos. Walgreens, CVS, Staples. Both of these come in the same link. You get like 5 different downloads for the price, and it's like a couple dollars. So keep that in mind. I love doing that for seasonal changes. I just use all of my old frames that I have and change them out. As I said in my video that I posted on the feed, I had some of these bowls mixed in with my yellowware bowls, and then I got a couple this past weekend that had some cracks in them, and I decided to pull them out and put them out here to display. I really need to switch out some cabinet and try to get all of these in there, which that's another day. I love how they look with my yellow curtains. They're called yellow, but they are, like I said in several other videos, they're cream, gold, and brown. But I love how they look. This is a nightlight that is made out of an old pool table. Deb and I got this at, I think we found it on the Facebook Marketplace. And we have lamps made out of this. I'll put a post with all of that information here so you can see the other ones in the family room if you don't know which ones I'm talking about. But this was an old pool table, so just turn those legs around. This is what they stood on, and then the pool table sides were here. Deb wired that up for me, and I have one on each corner. I get asked a lot about these shelves. Deb made them for me when we were building our house, and she's the one that trimmed out this as well. So she just kind of made it to match. I shared this cute little clock yesterday that I gave a makeover to with Rub and Buff. We don't have a clock in here, so this works perfect. Perfect size, and I think it matches the decor. I was looking for something to hang on both of these shelves, and I had these wreaths in my stash. They're from one of my favorite brands, Nearly Natural. I did not see these anywhere online. I did find some similar and I linked them, but they feel real, they look real, and I think the other ones just might have maybe white berries in them. These are those tulips that look so real. They are so pretty. They feel real. I love them. I have them all over our home. I have some over there, and then I have some in the laundry room too. Linked these little birds for you guys last night. These are so cute. They come in a set of 4, and they're all different. Let me show you the other ones. That one and that one. I just think they look so cute for spring, tucked in little places like this. Even if you don't have a shelf in your kitchen, you could just add it to really anywhere. I think they are so adorable. So I get asked about these candles all the time. They are the battery operated ones with remote. You can make them flicker. Yeah, you can see it flickering. Sometimes you can't on the screen. Flickers, or you don't have to flicker them. They take regular they don't take any funky batteries. I love them. I actually take mine to my local print shop. I email them and I say, will you please make this in a 14 by whatever, 16 by 20, whatever size I want. And you can, I've done it with Walgreens. All you have to do is upload your file and then put on there what size you want. Place your order and then go pick it up. I'm going to answer this because I know all of you already know this, but apparently some don't. We work with brands, and so whenever I share ads and stuff, we get paid for that. So that is our source of income now. However, we did things a lot different through our lives to also reap benefits from, such as we flipped our first house in 2008. I think we flipped a total of 12 to 15. So we moved a lot. We would buy homes. Like the last old home we lived in was the house on Winchester. We lived there for 2.5 years, sold it for a huge profit. Deb and I both had full-time jobs and we flipped homes. So we would come home from our full-time job. Deb, weren't those the days?
Oh, yes.
Come home, go to the flip house, work on the flip house all weekend long. And I remember, I just talked to a friend not too long ago, and she said, I remember asking you guys to go swimming one weekend. And we said, we can't, we just have to get this house done. And she said, I didn't understand back then. Now looking back, I completely understand. Because when we had a flip house, it was our priority. Like, it was our priority. It's money sitting there. You're not making any money if this house is sitting there doing nothing. So we just worked really hard. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know where that cut me off, but I was just telling them about how we used to do flip homes, and then our full-time jobs basically paid our living expenses. The money that we made from flip homes went into the bank, but we always had one prize that we bought after every flip house. I don't even remember what they were.
I don't know, but most people would have taken a vacation. We always put it back into our house somehow.
The one
music system, alarm system.
I know we did a sound system in one of our homes, and I can't remember the other, but they were usually a couple $1,000s here or there. And when I say we were frugal, I'm dead serious. I don't know many people who lived how we lived.
You go to the library and she come home with 5 or 6 books about how you can pinch a penny. Like,
even she'd say there's nothing more to pinch. Our friends knew we were like that. We would go to their parties and like red Solo cups. Do you remember this? One of them said something about just go ahead and throw them away, and I'm like, you are not throwing away those. She'd go, do you want them? Yes. We did all of our own work. I'm talking, we hired nothing out. Nothing. Not even cars. Deb would Google, figure out how to fix what was wrong with our cars. If we couldn't, we would call our friend, ask him what was wrong with it. We did every single thing ourselves. Everything. Toilets that broke, fixed them. Googled. There were times that we would both be standing in the bathroom trying to fix a sink for like 4 hours on a Saturday.
It's so good for you,
angry,
though, because
but yeah,
you learn how to do stuff.
You learn how to do it, and you save so much money. Oh, and I could go on and on. I'm not going to, but I could go on and on. There was a time in our lives where if we had a weekend where we didn't have anything, and someone said, I'll pay you $5 an hour to come and do this. Deb and I would sit here and go, okay, $5 an hour. It takes us 5 hours. That's $25. So if we don't make the $25, we're going to make nothing just sitting here. We worked for $5. Deb just walked out, but we were just standing here reminiscing. She said, you need to tell him this and you need to tell him that. We drove around pieces of crap cars. Some of them were so bad that we'd have people say, when are you going to get a new car? And we'd say, I'm not having a payment. I am not having a payment. We would buy a car for $2,000 or $3,000, drive it forever into the ground, make sure everything was really working by fixing it ourselves, and then sell it for $1,000, $1,500. So really it only cost a couple $1,000s to have a car for a couple of years. So we did that. She said, don't forget your real estate license that you went to real estate school for, so I could save on flip houses so we didn't have to spend so much money on selling ours. I have one more story that I just thought of. Do you remember when we still drank beer? And we switched from, what did we switch to?
Who knows?
What's the crappiest beer?
Oh, Natty Light.
Not Natty Light. It was bad.
Keystone.
We had our friends over and we handed them beers and they went, do you guys need $1? Do you need $1? I just noticed that these chairs here in our kitchen are 43% off right now. We've had these since before we moved in. I think we had them in our the workshop that we used to live in. They are recliners. They have really cute feet on them, and they're a nice size. So I wanted to put the link here. Every now and then I get asked about them. I told you, I've been chatting about it over the last several weeks, that we are going to add a lot of texture to this entryway. Deb is drawing on the design for a couple reasons. One, so we can see it. I kind of picked out some pictures that I loved on Pinterest, and she's taking her version, and I told her the height that I wanted. So she drew it out so that we can see if we would love it. And then she is going to make her product list, her shopping list of what she needs to grab. As you can see, it starts here and then goes up, and then it's going to go straight across here. And then once it gets up there, it's going to do this same thing. And then she is going to, I was going to say, I'm thinking I'll share the paint in a minute, but she's going to trim it out really nice. So I'm really excited to see this. It's going to add so much.
Knowing me, knowing you, there is nothing we can do. Knowing me, knowing you, we just have to face it this time.
Deb just came in here and asked me if I covered her up, and I did not. You got yourself all tucked in. How did you do this yourself?